Welcome back to Coin Video, where everyday change turns into hidden treasure. Today, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in modern US history, the USA quarter dollar. It might look ordinary at first glance, but don't let that fool you. This small coin could hold big value, and some versions are worth thousands of dollars. So grab your change jar, because you won't believe what could be sitting right in your pocket. Let's get started. Top 1. Most people never look twice at the change they receive. Quarters are everywhere, in vending machines, parking meters, and old jars in the kitchen. But what if I told you that one specific quarter from the year 1980 could be worth more than a brand new luxury car? What if that small coin in your hand, something you'd use to buy a candy bar, was actually worth $69,000? It sounds impossible. But it's not. And the coin we're talking about today is the 1980 USA quarter dollar, a coin that, in rare cases, has shocked collectors with its extreme value. Let's go back in time to 1980. The United States Mint was producing millions of quarters. The economy was changing, inflation was rising, and coins were circulating faster than ever. The 1980 Washington quarter was part of that massive production run. At the time, no one imagined that any of these coins would ever be valuable. They were just tools for everyday transactions, but not all quarters are created equal. Even within mass production, tiny details can make a huge difference. The obverse of the 1980 quarter features the bust of George Washington, a design first introduced in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of his birth. Above his head are the words, Liberty. To the left is the motto, In God We Trust. The reverse shows the heraldic eagle with wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows and surrounded by olive branches, a strong symbol of America's readiness for both peace and defense. These design elements have become iconic, but their presence alone doesn't make the coin rare. What truly matters to collectors are the subtle variations, the errors, and the quality of the coin's condition. That's where the story of the 1980 quarter takes a dramatic turn. Among the millions of coins minted that year, a few slipped through with mistakes. And in the world of coin collecting, mistakes can mean money, serious money. Some 1980 quarters were struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a quarter accidentally struck on a dime's blank. Instantly, that becomes a rare mint error. Others may have double strikes, clipped planchets, or off-center images. These errors are not only unusual, they're extremely collectible. Then there's the issue of condition. Most 1980 quarters went straight into circulation. They were used in everyday life, passed from hand to hand, accumulating scratches, dirt, and wear. But a tiny number were never circulated. These coins were preserved, either in mint sets or by collectors who recognized their potential. When these quarters remain in pristine condition, what collectors call mint state, they become significantly more valuable. Grading is everything. A coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC and receiving a grade of MS-67, MS-68, or even MS-69 is incredibly rare. Each level of grading represents a higher degree of perfection. The closer a coin gets to a flawless surface with a brilliant strike and no blemishes, the more desirable it becomes. One such coin, a 1980 Washington quarter in exceptional condition, was graded and put up for auction. It had everything going for it, near-perfect surfaces, a sharp strike, possibly an error that added to its uniqueness, and the seal of approval from a top grading authority. Bidding was fierce. Collectors knew what they were looking at, a once-in-a-generation coin. And when the final bid was placed, the hammer fell at an unbelievable price. That single 1980 quarter sold for $69,000. This is not just a story about a rare coin. It's a reminder that treasures can hide in the most unexpected places. A simple quarter, easily overlooked, could hold a value that changes someone's life. The next time you find a quarter in your pocket, take a moment to check the year. Look at the details. Is it in perfect condition? Is there something different about it? Does it feel thicker or thinner than normal? Is the design off-center, or does it look like it was struck incorrectly? All these signs could point to a valuable coin. Collectors around the world dream of finding coins like this, not because of their face value, but because of their story, their rarity, and their condition. The 1980 Washington quarter is a symbol of that dream. From just 25 cents to tens of thousands of dollars, it represents the hidden potential of everyday items. Keep checking your change. Keep learning about coins. Because one day, without warning, you might find a coin like the 1980 quarter, and when you do, you'll understand how a piece of history, just 24.3 millimeters in diameter, can be worth an incredible $69,000. Let me know if you'd like this translated or adapted into another language, or if you want a version with a more dramatic tone or detailed historical analysis. Top 2. Every day, we carry change in our pockets. Most of us never stop to look at the details on the coins we use. We hand them over, toss them into jars, or let them sit untouched for years. But what if I told you that one of those ordinary coins, a simple 25-cent piece from 2005, could be worth a fortune? What if that coin, something you'd normally use to buy a pack of gum, was worth $45,000? That coin is the 2005 United States quarter dollar. To many people, it's just one of the 50 state quarters, a series launched in 1999 to honor each of the 50 U.S. states. By 2005, 5 more state designs were released: California, Minnesota, Oregon, Kansas, and West Virginia. Millions of these quarters were minted, and they entered everyday circulation. They were meant to be educational, collectible, and easy to find. But hidden among those millions were a few very special coins with rare errors, perfect conditions, or unique features that make them worth thousands. Take the 2005 Minnesota quarter, for example. This coin is famous for one of the most well-known modern minting errors, the extra tree variety. If you look closely at the reverse of the coin, where the state's natural beauty is depicted with trees and a lake, some coins show what appears to be an extra tree in the forest. This isn't part of the original design. It's a minting error, created when a die was overused or damaged. The result? A visible doubling that collectors now hunt for. The extra tree variety has several versions, each slightly different, and some are extremely rare. When these coins are found in high mint state, meaning they've never been used, have no scratches, and are almost flawless, their value skyrockets. Coins graded as MS-67 or MS-68 are especially rare, and collectors are willing to pay big money for them, but it's not just the Minnesota quarter that's valuable. Other 2005 quarters have also made headlines. Some have been found with off-center strikes, double die errors, or even struck on the wrong planchet. These mistakes, which might seem small or accidental, make the coins far more valuable than their face value. Add in top-tier condition, and you've got a recipe for serious money. What makes these coins so special is how they blend rarity with accessibility. They weren't part of a special collector's set. They were released into regular circulation. Anyone could have found one in their pocket, and still can. That's what makes the 2005 quarters so exciting. They're out there, mixed in with everyday change, waiting to be discovered. One particular 2005 state quarter, featuring a rare mint error and preserved in nearly perfect condition, shocked the coin collecting world when it was auctioned off for a stunning amount. Graded professionally and verified for authenticity, this coin didn't just impress with its error, it impressed with its quality. It became a star among collectors and reached an incredible final price. That 2005 quarter sold for $45,000. A simple quarter. A coin that could have easily gone unnoticed. But because of one small detail, a doubled image, a misplaced strike, or a flawless surface, it became one of the most valuable coins of its generation. So the next time you get a quarter back in change, don't rush to spend it. Flip it over. Look at the details. Check the year. Especially if it's from 2005. Look for extra lines, doubled images, or anything that looks unusual. You might just be holding a hidden gem. You might be holding a $45,000 coin. Coins like this remind us that treasure isn't always buried deep underground. Sometimes, it's sitting quietly in your pocket, just waiting to be discovered. A coin that was once worth 25 cents, now valued at $45,000. Top 3. Coins are part of our daily lives. We use them, collect them, and sometimes even forget about them. But every once in a while, a coin comes along that takes everyone by surprise, not because of its age, but because of its value. Today, we're talking about one of the most fascinating modern coins in circulation, the 2020 United States quarter dollar. A coin that, under the right conditions, has sold for an unbelievable $25,000. Let's go back to 2020, a year most of us remember for very different reasons. But while the world was changing, something interesting was happening at the United States Mint. That year, the America the Beautiful Quarters program was wrapping up its final designs. The program, which started in 2010, featured national parks and landmarks from each U.S. state and territory. The 2020 designs included National Park of American Samoa, Weir Farm, Salt River Bay, Marsh Billings Rockefeller, and Tallgrass Prairie. Among these, one quarter stood out and caught the attention of the entire coin collecting world, the 2020 Bat Quarter from American Samoa. At first glance, the Bat Quarter seems like a simple tribute to wildlife conservation. It features a Samoan fruit bat mother hanging with her pup, a touching, symbolic design about nurturing and protection. But what makes this coin special isn't just the artwork. It's the errors and high-grade versions that have turned this coin into a modern-day treasure. Some of these 2020 quarters were struck with minting mistakes. Doubled dies, where parts of the design appear doubled due to die misalignment. Off-center strikes, where the image is misprinted on the coin's surface. Or even struck on the wrong planchet, a rare mistake that makes the coin instantly valuable. But perhaps the most important factor in turning a 25-cent coin into a collector's dream is its condition. Most coins are used in everyday life and show signs of wear, but a small number are preserved perfectly, untouched, flawless, and sharp in detail. These are known as mint state coins and are professionally graded by services like PCGS and NGC. A coin graded MS67 or higher is extremely rare for modern issues, and when a coin like that also carries an error or variation, its value can climb fast. One particular 2020 quarter, a Bat Quarter, was graded in near-perfect condition. The surfaces were pristine. The strike was crisp. It had a known error variety and was authenticated by experts. This coin wasn't just a collector's item, it became a prize. When it hit the auction block, bidding soared. What was once just pocket change became a symbol of modern rarity, and when the final gavel struck, that 2020 quarter sold for an astonishing $25,000. That's the magic of coin collecting. A coin you might get in your change at a grocery store could be hiding something special. A detail others missed. A condition no one expected. A rarity that turns heads and opens wallets. So what should you look for? First, the year, 2020. Second, the design, especially the American Samoa Bat Quarter. Look closely for doubling, extra lines, or anything that seems out of place. If it looks unusual, it might be an error coin. And finally, the condition. If it looks brand new, untouched, or better than any other coin you've seen, don't spend it. Protect it, get it graded, and find out what you're really holding, because coins like this aren't just change, they're history. They're art. They're treasure hiding in plain sight. A simple 2020 quarter, just 25 cents in value, shocked the world when it sold for $25,000. Check your change, the next one could be in your pocket right now.